the police are 12 minutes away, that may not be enough time for you. If I'm here to defend my life and my family and make sure I can go home or stay home, I'm going to have to defend myself and not wait for the police.
All right, so let's get started without further ado.
All right.
If you just go ahead and introduce yourself, let the people know what's going on, who you are, what you're about.
Right, so my name is Alonzo Jackson. I am founder of Midland North Defense. I just got that up and running. That's my own company. I'm also a certified firearms instructor. I just got that certification probably about 2 to 3 weeks ago.
That's awesome, dude. So my first question, and kind of my question for everybody in the two-way gun space, is why? Why did you get into guns? How did this all kind of start?
So for me personally, I've always been a fan of firearms, but I grew up in New York, so to own a firearm was almost impossible. So moving to Texas, I moved to Texas in 2003. And to find out that I was able to legally carry and have a license to carry, that's definitely something that I wanted to be a part of. I love to train people and have people become aware of their right to carry a firearm, especially in the minority community, Black, brown, everything like that, because we do have a stigma that kind of is a negative connotation on carrying firearms, just kind of put into that place where only drug dealers and robbers and thieves carry them. And I wanted to make that known that that's not always the case. It's actually a lot of minority gun owners that are very aware and very responsible when it comes to gun ownership.
Absolutely. And that's actually why I wanted to start this series, is to help clear up some of those misconceptions, because the fact of the matter is we're part of the same gun club out of Dallas.
Yes, sir. Henry Johnson Gun Club.
The Henry Johnson Gun Club, best gun club on this side of the Mississippi, if not the nation. That being said, we have all sorts of folks. We got folks that are more conservative. We have folks that are way more liberal than conservative. We have folks that everyday carry is their thing, and we also have folks that it's just for the house, baby. So that being said, tell me a little bit about your story. I know you said you moved to Texas. You found out that you could actually carry a gun and express and assert your Second Amendment right.
Absolutely.
When did you? I guess when in that process did you really decide, like, hey, I'm gonna take the classes, or I'm gonna get my certification? Was that right when you moved here?
So, so in 2003 I moved here, and I think 6 months later I went ahead and I got my license to carry. And then I moved to Atlanta in 2005. I stayed there for about 8 months, and then I came back and I didn't stay on top of my paperwork. So my license lapsed, of course. I went back and got my license back in 2016 or 2017 or something like that. And I've just been a fan of shooting. I used to always go to the range, whether it was with a few people, friends or whatever, and then I ended up going by myself because everybody couldn't make it to the gun range. And I would notice that there were not a lot of people like me there. So that kind of made me tap into trying to figure out how I can promote gun ownership in my community. And with a lot of things that are going on right now, as far as the political climate, a lot of animosity going on and everything like that, it was kind of almost a no-brainer for me to start training my family, from my mom and my sister, even my son. My son is 14 now, and he's been shooting since he was about 10 years old. And I just wanted to introduce them to firearms, and at one point they were completely against them. Again, growing up in New York, because of that bad vibe that we get from that. I would start giving them scenarios as far as, like, my mom, she lives alone. So what happens if I'm not here and someone tries to break in your home? How are you going to defend yourself? You can't wait for the police, because they're going to be there to clean up the situation after the fact. So that put me back into more of a training aspect, and I wanted to just teach my community, really. And that's what got me into getting my certification to become an instructor.
That's awesome. Okay, now I know you said, you know, your parents, your kids, you know, your family, basically, you wanted to teach them different scenarios. At the end of the day, for you, maybe give me one or two examples. Why is it actually important to be armed? In today's, 21st century polite society, we have the police 12 minutes away. Why is it important to you?
Well, just for that second thing that you said, the police are 12 minutes away, that may not be enough time for you. If I'm here to defend my life and my family and make sure I can go home or stay home, I'm going to have to defend myself and not wait for the police. So it's important for me to carry so that I don't have to wait for anyone to defend me. I defend myself. Secondly, to have the knowledge of the firearms in the firearm industry and to be able to promote that and share that with our community, it makes me feel as if we're kind of even in the playing field, and making sure that our people know that it's okay to carry a firearm.